What's going on? Welcome to the Shooting the Schmidt YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jonathan Smith, starting a new series today called Top Player Tuesday. So, part of why I wanted to start this channel, I already host a radio show here in Indianapolis where I live, but I don't get to talk a lot of hoops outside of the Pacers and college basketball. And part of why I started this was to talk about more NBA stuff because I love the NBA. So Tuesdays, I'm starting this new series called Top Player Tuesday. We're just going to take different top players in the NBA, guys that have been playing really well, and I just want to highlight them. And there's not a better person to start with than Nikola Jokic and how amazing he's been this year. Okay, Nikola Jokic is having one of the best seasons ever. Definitely one of the best seasons we've ever seen from a center. I mean, this dude is just truly insane. If the Nuggets make the playoffs, he should be the MVP, no questions asked. He's been that good. They are the 7th seed as of today, which makes sense given how horrendous his supporting cast has been this year. He's second in the NBA in points per game at 32 points per game. Okay, he's second in the NBA at three-point percentage at 50% on 4.5 attempts per game. He's averaging 10.2 assists per game. That's second in the NBA. He leads the NBA in rebounding at 13.5 rebounds per game. This guy is single-handedly winning basketball games at the NBA level. I mean, what this dude is doing is absurd. And look, he's been the best player in the world for a couple of years now. He's always been better than Embiid. He's, and all that stuff. This dude is just insane, and he's figured out a way to go to another level this year. And part of that is because he's just making more threes. He's taking more threes than he's had to in years past because the Nuggets just don't have a ton of shooting around him. But once again, this dude's just single-handedly winning games by himself. The best offensive team in the NBA this year is the New York Knicks with an offensive rating of 121. The Nuggets, their offensive rating when Nikola Jokic is on the floor is 123.9. Okay, and this is with Jamal Murray having a down year. This is with Michael Porter Jr. continuing to just kind of be a catch-and-shoot three guy, a one, maybe two dribble guy at most. This is with Aaron Gordon kind of continuing to just be this playmaking power forward who will randomly score 25. I don't really know what's going on with him. And in addition to that, in addition to, the next three best players for the Nuggets this year not being great, the supporting cast as a whole, the role players, aren't as good. The Nuggets are 26th in the NBA in three-pointers made per game, and they're 30th in the NBA in attempts. So much of this production, so many of these assists, so much of this offensive rating is built off of Jokic, finding layups for other players and him scoring himself. Just imagine if this team had a couple guys who could consistently knock down threes, this offense would be even better than when Jokic is on the floor. Okay, and the defense has been good when he's been on the floor as well. Their defensive rating with him on the floor is 113.4. That means their net rating is 10.5. The Nuggets have been 10.5 points better per 100 possessions than every team they have played this year. But they're 12 and 10 and currently in the 7th spot in the Western Conference, which is absolutely loaded this year. That shouldn't be possible. It shouldn't be possible in any way, shape, or form. And surprisingly, he's showing no signs of slowing down. But what's absolutely abundantly clear is that the Denver Nuggets have to do something to get him a little bit of help. Go get Zach LaVine. I don't care. He's probably going to be the best player available around the trade deadline, so that's probably what you're looking at. But that's a guy who can shoot. That's another guy who can really create. Because, look, Jamal Murray is a guy who has a tendency to show up when he's really needed, right? We've seen him go on these great playoff runs. We've seen him, do that, even though he's never been an all-star, which makes sense when you factor in all of the injury history and those different types of things. But so far this year, he hasn't been that guy. He wasn't that guy in the summer with Team Canada. He's just been bad for, the past 8 months, right? That's probably about right. The Nuggets need some sort of contingency plan for if Jamal Murray doesn't get on track, because you cannot have the best player on the planet and waste what has arguably been so far the best year of his career. Nikola Jokic has been nothing short of absurd. He's hands down the best player in the world It's coming from a Mavs fan who loves Luka and thinks Luka Doncic is the second best player in the world. There's a sizable gap between those two players to start this season. That is how good Nikola Jokic has been. And as I said, the Nuggets desperately need to get him help. Zach LaVine kind of seems like he's going to be the best guy available. But even if it's not that, even if it's just, go get Jeremy Grant again, right? Another guy who can shoot and put it on the deck and play some defense. Like they just need another guy who can shoot the basketball alongside Jokic, because, putting Christian Brown and putting Westbrook and these guys that play hard and are athletic and do those things is great, but you have to have more three-point shooting in the NBA today if you want to make a deep run. The Nuggets have got to find a way to add another scorer and a little bit more three-point shooting. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I've got another one coming out today on, the 10 best teams in the NFL. So if you're an NFL person, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and check out that top 10 NFL teams video. Thank you again for watching. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.